Family Guy may be a comedy, but when you break it down, some of its characters have absolutely insane levels of power. Today, we're delving deep into the most overpowered characters in the Family Guy universe, ranking them based on feats, durability, and overall destructive potential. But before we get started, I need to briefly go over what Toon Force is. Toon Force is what happens when you try to scale a cartoon character who was never meant to be power scaled. Seth MacFarlane more than likely never thought anyone would pit Peter Griffin against Goku or Superman. Cartoon characters are meant to make you laugh. They're not meant to make you awe at their power. Okay, well I guess some cartoon characters are, but there's a big difference between DCAU cartoon characters and The Simpsons. Cartoons like Gumball, Family Guy, and Simpsons don't have too many canon moments. Even within just one episode, characters will die 1 second and then be alive less than 10 seconds later. This happens a lot in Family Guy. Often characters will be severely injured, cloned, killed, and so on. Yet in the next scene, they are perfectly fine. They will also show off a power they have only to lose it in the next scene. In layman terms, Toon Force is when you take a feat that was never meant to be taken seriously, and then proceed to take it as seriously as possible. So before we get to any of the characters in Family Guy, let's just go over what the average Quahog Resident can do. Almost all the characters in Family Guy have the power to regenerate from life-threatening injuries in just a few seconds.
Quagmire doesn't have a swimming pool.
They aren't immortal as some of them have died before, but even after death, some of them, like Mayor West, could still appear to people in a ghost form. A normal person arm wrestled God and almost won. And then right afterwards, God farted a universe into existence. When you really think about it, all the characters in this verse should be around universe level due to this feat alone. So I don't end up making this video 5 hours long, I will only be scaling Peter, his family, and his close friends. Keep in mind they are just considered normal people in this verse. Well, everybody but Stewie, I suppose. Brian Griffin. He may seem like a regular talking dog, yes, that is something normal in this verse, but he has traveled to alternate universes and even time traveled before. His biggest power feats include surviving countless life-threatening injuries. The only injury he couldn't survive was when he got run over by that car that one time. He also has access to Stewie's technology, giving him serious potential. He's also pretty good at using firearms in general. That being said, Brian normally gets defeated by every member in the family, and Quagmire as well.
If I ever see you anywhere near my house, I'll blow your head off! Now lay there and die, you piece of crap!
In one episode, he got super speed, and it's also shown that he has the fighting skill and equipment of Super Friends Batman. With his super speed, he went to the UK to see the Queen of England, and came back in less than a second, putting him at Hypersonic Plus at the low end, and Sub-Relativistic at the high end. Lastly, he should have the strength of a Wookiee, because he was one in the Family Guy Star Wars episodes. Meg Griffin. Meg is bullied a lot. She is also treated as ugly, even though a lot of people who watch the show want to bone her. But she's freshly 18, so I guess it's okay. She also gains the worst superpower from the toxic waste, which allows her to grow her nails long. But she is surprisingly the most athletic out of all the Griffins. She has different skills in skiing, archery, and more. She even has wrestling skills, and she can become a pro basketball player, but only when her dad makes fun of her. She doesn't have any of the powers of the Super Friends, but she does have the same super speed as Quicksilver from the live-action X-Men movies. She seems to have the best regeneration abilities out of all the Griffins, especially when you consider the fact that she has been killed the most. But her strongest form is when she came back from prison. In this form, she defeated her father, Peter Griffin, with little effort. She then proceeded to take down all her bullies. Even in her base form, she killed a big guy permanently by showing him her chest. Keep in mind, this bully had the power to morph someone's face with a punch. One time, Meg Griffin, with help from her brother, killed multiple students, but they didn't seem to stay dead forever. Chris Griffin. He seems to be above Meg in terms of strength, but not in speed and certainly not in intelligence. One time his father touched him a little, and he beat his dad to a bloody mess.
I didn't even tell him. He just does not like to be touched.
The toxic waste gave him fire powers, and he also has the powers of Super Friends Aquaman, so he can use both water and fire powers. Nice. For some reason, every single attractive woman seems to want to have his babies, which is no doubt due to some kind of mind hacks powers. I mean, Just look at him. He seems to be following in his father's footsteps, and will one day surpass him in power.
Oh my God, that's not your leg!
Glenn Quagmire. Don't let Glenn's sleazy personality fool you. Mr. Quagmire has insane durability, strength, and stamina. He's fought off multiple opponents, resisted extreme physical trauma, and has the ability to survive conditions that would kill the average person. His most ridiculous feats include getting infected with every STD known to man, plus one more. He's around the same power level as Peter Griffin, and he can handle things that Peter cannot. He's also the oldest member of the group, but it's hard to tell with how slowly he ages. He's a very skilled pilot, and he can melt his body. Also, I'm not going over Cleveland for this video, mostly because he has his own shows, so I think I'll save him for another video. But he should be around the same power level as Mr. Quagmire. Lois Griffin. She has the powers of Super Friends Wonder Woman, and the toxic waste gave her even more super strength on top of that. She was able to lift up a car and walk with it above her head. She has changed the fabric of reality by moving Stewie's time machine down the stairs. She's clearly much stronger than her kids, as they are normally too scared to stand up to her, meaning that she scales above them. She's had both training in boxing and karate. She's defeated 3 Kryptonians, who are clearly the versions from Superman 2. She beat them much faster than Superman did, and this version of Superman was able to push the moon so fast that it was calculated at over 100 times planetary level. But just above her in terms of power is her husband, Peter Griffin. Peter is a paradox. He's seemingly just an average guy, but his feats certainly suggest otherwise. He's tanked explosions, fallen from extreme heights, and even gone toe-to-toe with a giant chicken in battles that defy all logic. His Toon force combined with his plot armor make him one of the most dangerous characters in the entire series. He has the power of Justice Friend Superman, and Justice Friend Superman could fly across the universe this fast. He got the ability to shapeshift from the toxic waste. His regeneration abilities are by far the best in the entire series. It's so good that he can make clones of himself with it, like when he made an evil clone from his hand, or when he makes clones of himself for a quick joke. On top of that, he had all the powers and abilities of live-action Deadpool in a quick cutaway gag. He has the fighting skills of the girl from Kill Bill on top of that. He has pushed 2 metal detectors together, placing him in a white void. Oh my god, could this be the source itself? We see Mayor West in this void as well, so this isn't something that only Peter can do. Peter has also transcended all the way to the 6th dimension for seemingly no reason. He has enough 4th wall breaking powers to enter the real world, but he does need the help of drugs to do this. He survived a nuclear blast. All it did was make him more powerful for a few minutes. So I guess we can add radiation absorption to his list of powers. He has defeated Homer Simpson, so whatever Homer can do, he can do as well. But Peter's most powerful form is in Season 2, Episode 6, when he became death itself. In this form, he can kill people with a simple touch. Don't forget that the people in this world are much more powerful than normal humans. Peter can stop time and reverse it, as well as alter reality with cutaway gags. You might think that cutaway gags are just in his mind, but the thing is, we learn a lot about how cutaways work in Season 19, Episode 4, which shows us that people can be trapped in one. So if Peter, or a lot of the other characters in this verse wanted to, they could trap you in a cutaway by creating a universe. But they can do much more than just trap you there, because they can fight in this cutaway universe as well. And since they made this universe, they might as well be all-powerful there. Keep in mind, a normal guy held his own against God in arm wrestling, and right afterwards God made a universe. So any character being powerful enough to do this does add up. Joe Swanson. In his base form, he's above Peter in terms of strength, and he's very good at using his pistol. But when he got legs, he took on Peter, Quagmire, and Cleveland all at the same time. Not only that, but he was unarmed and they had weapons. Stewie Griffin. This baby is not only a genius, but a literal threat to reality, with his access to time travel, interdimensional portals, and an arsenal of futuristic weapons. Stewie has power beyond comprehension. If he ever decided to go full villain, the entire Family Guy universe would be in danger. Stewie, along with Brian, created the Big Bang, which not only created the universe, but the multiverse, which includes not only Family Guy, but Chap in the Manor, American Dad, and more as well. I think you can clearly see that all the characters powers in this world have crazy regeneration, reality-altering abilities, universal feats, and even 6-dimensional level scaling as well. Even characters such as Aquaman, Spider-Man, Submariner, Superman, Batman, Vishnu, Buddha, and tons of other superheroes and gods are just treated as normal people in this verse. Of course, the character at the top of this verse has to be God with a capital G. Even after Stewie and Brian managed to stop any religion from ever existing, God was still able to exist and he beat them both. Meg begged for him to kill her, and he almost sniped her all the way from heaven, which is an infinite distance away. Next power scaling video will be on Lord of the Rings, and it's gonna be a long one. Hello, Editing Jar here. Just want to come in real quick to say, the Lord of the Rings video is not going to be the next power scaling video. I can't upload it until I finish my full review of Rings of Power on my main channel, so it's going to have to wait. I would like to increase the budget of these videos, so if you could find it in your heart to donate to me on Patreon, that would be a big help. Or you could give a one-time donation to help save my friend's family restaurant. A link to her GoFundMe will be down below. Anyways, let's get to the credits.